Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott here on a Friday the 13th, the afternoon energy. It is flowing with me. And today, normally in the week, I've been, well, not to expose my practice, but in the weekdays, I've been kind of putting on the collar, trying to present a more respectable appearance, perhaps. In my mind, that's what it is. The button-down collars, shirt, nice shirt, presents a different appearance. Today, I'm in my comfort zone. You know, I'm a jeans and t-shirt type of guy, truly. Actually, more so shorts and t-shirt most of the time. But today, I'm wearing what I believe, messages of peace, and the topic today is peace is available. There's so much discussion on war. There's so many acts of violence that are being promoted, propagated, funded throughout our world today. And it's a pretty serious topic to me. So the clothing aside, you know, peace is the way. Peace is the way of love, of faith, of purpose. It's why we're here. The thumbnail today was an old Jimi Hendrix. It's credited to old Jimi Hendrix. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. What power do you know? What powers you? What do you love? Do you love the ideas of power, or do you love the ideas of love? Because love is not overpowering, you know, in an exchange. Love is life. What is life? Life is all about relationships, man. It's like the universe and us have a relationship. There's no separation between us and our environment, us and the people around. There's no separation from us and the experience. And it takes the whole universe for us to be. You know, it requires the sun and Mother Earth and the work and contributions of others to grow the food and, you know, maintain the distributions of electricity and power. We're all one part, each of us, of the whole. And yet there's so much, seems to me, in the news particularly, there's so much emphasis and discussion on the fractures, on the divisions between us all. Those divisions and those fractures, they are real. And they bring forth a lot of pain and suffering. Hey, God bless. I am such a hippie. I never realized it, but it's true. Dude, in my life, it makes sense why I am the way that I am, man. You should meet my parents. Thank you, Switton's Birds. Our poll, peace is available today. Amen. And to all of you who are stopping by, respect and gratitude. That's what I want to offer today. I don't have a lot of notes, but what I want to really get across is, well, so many things. So many things I want to get across. The notes I had was about how life is truly relationships. There's relationships between our mind and our heart. There's relationships between our desires and what is real. There's relationships between you and me, between those who we know and who we are. Life is about relationships, and relationships with things too. Let me not overlook the other things like our pets, our shelter, our occupations, our ideas. There's relationships to everything. That's what life really is. Life is a development of relationship from within the one for the all. And we're part of the all, we're part of the one. This life is a pretty cool story. It's what that is what I have humbled myself to accept within myself, is that this life that we are sharing, this day to day, where the sun has risen and, the commerce, the world is happening around us all. But when I go within myself, just surrender to it all and give it away. I don't want anything to do with the past or what is happening in the world. And so when I realize I accept that about myself, I don't want it. It allows me to be free of it, free of the worries of the world, free of the fears of the future, fear of my sense of urgency that I think the world should change. When I go within myself and I find my freedom, who I really am, well, ask yourself these questions. Please create these definitions, but allow your definitions to be fluid, to be adaptable. But what I encourage you to define is your I am. An exercise I found real helpful for those who might be paying attention. And if you have interest, what I found real helpful for myself was the mental exercise. Who am I not? Who I am? Who I want to become? And the who I am not, those are those things that I used to be, right? Alcoholic, confused, desperate, whatever, all those things that are not me. And even the appearance, I was overweight. That was on my I am not list. Who I am healthy, I am loving, I am kind, I am generous, I am peace-filled, I am caring, I am aware. That is the truest. I am aware. And so if I am aware of what? I am aware of being. I am aware of thoughts. I am aware of feelings. I am one with that which is. And if you can do those mental exercises within yourself to gain clarity on your I am, your relationship with the I am, that is you. Do you love you? Do you trust you? Do you care for you? Do you pay attention to you? This life you are living is all about you. I'm just here as a reminder for that, right? My path was just to learn what I learned to share it with you so that you could consider it today. And decide what you might want to do. Because each day, life brings forth within us and around us these different states of energy for us to experience. States of energy is very broad, okay? So that includes all the flavors, sounds, sight, the light. It's the energies and the sensations be within us. Every moment brings forth an experience of different states of energy, different forms, different meanings. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts are very powerful energy. The power of language. Holy cows. So it is said it was with word, sound, vibration that God brought forth what we are. And so if you can recognize and define, gain clarity in you, recognizing that today what it is an experience brought forth for you, through you, with you, to do with what you wish. So recognizing that the moments of our day bring forth different states of energy for us to experience, interpret, and observe. Those moments of different states of energy bring forth information, and that's the game of who we are. We are limited minds that process information in a vast, infinite field of information, energy, vibration, frequencies. The game is to discern, to understand, to seek the light, to grow the love and the strength, the qualities, the goodness. The purpose of life is to grow in the good within yourself, around yourself, to share it with all those you might meet. I'm confident of this. I don't know. It makes sense. I'm going to, again, thank you to all of you who may be present in the chat. For those who wish to join, if I can figure out, for those who wish to join, please feel free to jump in. What is this? Since trying to stop wars, it seems war is more popular than ever. We are at a great time of divide. Hey, and when I first started getting into self-development, started pushing myself, imagining myself as a public speaker, motivational, inspirational, my heart is with the kids, man. I tried finding a way to get in front of high schools, college kids, because I can imagine this world is growing up with a lot of moms and dads who were a lot like me, with limited thinking, maybe living these, half-assed lives because it was normal. I want to truly, I'm getting old, I know that now, so to reach the youth is a little more challenging. It's a different perspective, but I actually, at this point, I want to work with teams of people, different ages, different genders, different backgrounds, and we work together for the purposes of inspiring, communicating, organizing, gaining connections, building relationships, helping others find within them their path, their purpose, their goals. Because I think I don't think we are, I know we are. We are all part of the one time that is now. And so then the question is, for each of us, what are we going to do? What type of world do we want to leave behind in the future? What do we think we might be able to do? Because my words today, I'm frustrated. Okay, I'm an American citizen who is very frustrated. I raised my hand willingly and for the right reasons, for the right purpose. I raised my hand as a, I don't know if it was the right reason or right purpose, but I know since I've lived here on earth this lifetime, I've always wanted peace. Another man, like Welcome, Jesse. Thank you for joining.
Welcome, Jack, and everybody. What's going on?
I was just kind of venting a little my frustrations. Today, I'm on many email lists. Many of them are talking about the conflict. Many groups are talking about the conflicts that are happening, not only abroad, but it's raising conflicts within different nations over the Palestine-Israel issue. And I know there's different solutions. I know the people currently in Congress have the ability to take different steps than they have in the past. I know that we can collectively, nation by nation, together break free of the tyranny of this banking mobster. How do we get the attention? That's what the question I'm asking myself today. How do I get the attention of these senators, any congressmen, any judges, any authorities, any people who might want to agree? I know they're out there. Just don't know how to reach them.
We just keep shining a light, and we keep shining a light on the Khazarian mafia, the ones that are, they are running the underworld and then got enough money to control the political pawns, right? They're not really, for the people, right? It's the money behind it, the lobby groups. That's the stuff that, is controlling things. And we think that our vote matters, but, they control both sides of every vote. So you can vote all you want. You can tally all you want. You could have a free and fair election as you want. But when they control both sides, what does voting actually matter?
That it's the absolute truth. The best way to keep a man imprisoned is to give him a vote, tell him he's free, let him think he's participating. Adults do it with children. You let your kid play along. They think they're helping you accomplish some task, some chore. It's what the government's been doing with the masses. It's what I don't even know what the right word is. Those who have been successful under the regime of greed, the elite, the ownership class, the whatever you want to call it, the beasts, those who have been riding on the beasts of rule. Here, this is a reaction, and not to call you out, hippie chick. No, we are not part of it. Some people are just evil. How can't you see that? Don't assume I ignore the evil. Please. That will create your own confusion. I know for a fact there is evil. I know for a fact that individuals have been given a lot of power based on knowledge and wealth, influence. It doesn't have to stay that way. We can change here. Something I learned for myself in my process of overcoming the patterns of alcoholism, the excuse of addiction. What I learned for myself is I had to rewrite my rules. I had to rewrite what was acceptable for me and what things meant. I had to redefine some things, who I was, what the world meant. We can do that collectively. We can take the power of the citizens in the government. They can rewrite the rules, literally. And through rewriting the rules, things could be totally transformed. It would require people coming out, accepting responsibility for the deeds they'd done in the past. But for us to stop the destruction that's happening with these wars, in order to get the fighting in order for healing to even be an opportunity, we got to find a way for the damages to stop being created. So how do we confront the world's through global history, man? We've got this complex of people following legal laws that have literally driven humans insane. The fact that humanity has developed into this aggressive, selfish, fighting beast, we're better than that. See, and Jesse, men like us, the governments that are supposedly representing us towards the rest of the world, these governments don't represent us.
Not me.
So how do we let them know that they're doing a very poor job of their jobs? I mean, because that's what they're doing. They're doing a job. They are employees who are failing to abide by their oaths, the true principles and intent of their agreements.
They don't care. Money rules the roost right now, and if they're getting paid, their pockets are getting lined. There are people that are, bitching. There are people that are, mad at them. I'm sure they get hate mails and all kinds of even worse mails from people and that. But when we're living in a beast system where money rules, that it's the currency, the people are the currency, but the money is the golden dangling carrot. It makes it difficult because you can talk to them and blue in the face, but if they've either, set their bed because of the money that they've taken, or they've been threatened into submission, whatever it is, the reason why there is, we can rattle the cages as much as we want, but if they're set, then that's an uphill battle, especially if we're looking in the world. And I'll give you an example here, Jack. So I was at the dog park, and it might relate, might not, but I'm at the dog park, and this guy, he had a 6-month-old puppy, and he had a wife in the city that I was in visiting Angeline, and his wife was at the doctor's, Angeline's at the chiropractor's. And so we started chatting, and as we're walking the dog, and he's from my city as well. And then his dog picked up one of those breathing inhibitors, right? And, it was his 6-month-old puppy, one of those things that you put on your face, the diapers. And he was trying to get it back. He's calling the dog and didn't want him chewing on this thing. And then he's like, look, I got a treat. And then he comes up and he grabs the thing out of his mouth and he goes, yeah, just kidding, like last time. And it's like, he didn't have a treat for the dog. He told the dog he was going to have a treat. It's like with these politicians, the next one, they're going to tell you, hey, the next one's going to help and the next one's going to save us. Just kidding. And, it's just kind of the same type of philosophy that I just watched with this guy with his dog, right? That, it's this system, and some people want to defend the system, and they think the system needs a spiritual enema, and that it's got to be flushed and we need to rebuild. I don't know how that's going to work, but I know, the USA is kind of the military might of the world. And, the world kind of, follows the example of the USA. So it's a matter of starting with fixing what the problems in the USA, and then the rest of the world will follow.
That's the way I see it too. The world has looked at America in many ways, good and bad. I think perhaps there's a good chance that people in other nations have a better view of America and actual nonsense of our politics than many of our fellow citizens do. Because to have families disrupted, to have friendships and relationships challenged, broken apart over this bullshit, like idiots like Trump and Biden. I mean, they're neither. Oh, how far is America going to let its standards drop Seriously, that's the question I'm asking. How far are we going to allow the world to go? At what point do we say, hey, rock bottom is here, we've had enough? Because I know there's a lot of doubt. Well, they don't want to listen. I'm holding the faith, and until I'm proven wrong, I'm going to hold this hope that there are some citizens in Congress, in the House, who just don't know. They just don't know the corruption, the level of corruption that they're participating in. So I'm of the belief someone's innocent until proven guilty. Part of being guilty is the knowledge and the awareness. There's a lot of people that do a lot of harm telling themselves they're doing good. The perfect example is our US government. You know, some of the some of the tactics used by the police department, by these other federal agencies, the FBI, the CIA, they're all fun. These agencies profit from crime. So they participate in crime to justify their damn jobs. It's insanity. I'm not talking directly the police department in this. My mind is on some of the stuff I've learned of the FBI and the CIA. It's crap.
Well, they do 100%. And like, so when alcohol prohibition was, they had a whole department of alcohol prohibition. And when they made alcohol legal, you had a whole team of agents. Now, what are we supposed to do now that alcohol is legal? Well, let's go after cannabis, right? Let's make cannabis. And they had the support of the pharmaceuticals, had the support of the cotton, had the support of the paper industry, the wood, the forestry, right? Had the support because you could create, plastics, paper, fuel, housing, food, everything from cannabis, but yet now it's demonized because these people needed a job. And the whole balance of the balance of our ecosystem has now suffered because they used to plant hemp in the fields 1 year out of every 4, and that would regenerate the soil, the nutrients in the soil, and then you would produce good fertile crops, which would feed people without having to put the pesticides and the poisons on it. But not only they fed the animals the hemp. The animals that got fed the hemp now got CBD in them, and now people that ate meat got actual cannabinoid CBD from the animals instead of the genetically modified soy and corn and all the injections that they're injecting into the animals and then, spraying all over the fields because there's no more balance. And one of the big parts is because the police needed a job once alcohol was now legal.
It's crazy, but it does make sense too. Okay, the patterns of loyalty that people possess, it's actually been used for our detriment. Okay, because people become loyal to these politicians, to these principles of government, to these employers. People become loyal to the past. And our loyalty, brothers and sisters, it's been misplaced. Our loyalty should be to the future. Because in theory, after we're done, in the future, we'll know God. So focus on the future. Oh, the beasts of rule. I keep bringing this up. The beasts of rule that we have today are the systems and structures of corporation and government. When these businesses are formed, people will sacrifice themselves to make sure the business lives on. Even when it's proven the product is no longer helpful or it's got harmful side effects, Well, the business can't go away. There's investments that have been made. So then you just got to hire the right people, get the right scientists, get the right marketing campaign to change your image. And next thing you know, people are drinking more chemicals and smoking more toxins. Human loyalty has been misplaced. The programming of the world we were born into, it profits from trauma. It profits from conflict. Our world has been, history shows wars. Wars are destruction. Today I am wearing, like I said, my Veterans for Peace sweatshirt. I'm sharing, I'm wearing my World Beyond Wars t-shirt. The first casualty of war is the truth. The rest, mostly civilians. I encourage you guys, brothers and sisters, if you got a little bit of curiosity, a little bit of heart of activism, find out what some of these other organizations are doing. See if you can be a part. Honestly, if we want wars to end, I believe it's up to all of us to do a little more. Whoops, I did the wrong button. I meant to bring up another. What's that?
Time to say no more.
It is.
No more war, no more taxes, no more feeding the beast. It's time. Enough is enough. It's just, this can't go on. It's everything is, especially the debt and, you know, the American economy and more separation between the rich and the poor. Like, enough's got to be enough. And, you know, that's got to be the message. No more war, no more taxes, no more money for the government until you clean up, you know, the streets, make America whole again. You know, we cannot fund the rest of the world while the people in America suffer.
It's I'm of the mind that an injury to one is an injury to all. That we can, it's very important for us to end the suffering in our own communities, in our own homes. But then when we do that, we have the opportunity to seriously this is our lifetime to completely change the future. In the past, I didn't think it was possible. Where I'm at today and after the past few years, I'm convinced we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice but to change the direction of the governments, change the value systems of the legislators, of the leaders in corporate and government. And the encouragement for these people to change is going to come from those who know them. That would be the best place. The people who know the people in charge, and that would be their families, that would be their neighbors, that would be their employees. This boss and employee mindset, guys, that is one of the biggest games that's out there. I don't know.
Someone said, how do we stop paying taxes? Well, you know, that's one you want to organize is like World Walkout Day or America Walkout Day. We're all going to walk out today. We're not going to go to work. You know, would be one. I haven't paid taxes to the federal government in 15 plus years. I don't even know. It's been a long time since I've been doing my own contracting. and doing my own thing in my own system. So, breakaway systems, working on, doing business with your neighbors, growing food with the neighbors. These are all stuff that should be done. One of the biggest ways they control people is through the food. And if you're dependent on them through food, then they kind of have people by their balls or by their other parts or whatever you want to call it, right? So one of the big things to do is to start growing some food, whether you get some vertical indoor towers, whether or not you get some pots, you just get some plastic buckets and some dirt and get some seeds and just start growing. The more food you can grow, the less dependent we are on them, the easier it is for us to say no to whatever's coming.
It's true. There's been groups and organizations that have gathered together to oppress the masses, and it's worked willingly. There's been cycles throughout history of the bankers owning, manipulating the value of the cash, and what has kept people surviving, what kept people alive during the Depression, just a little over 100 years ago here in America, there was a manipulation of the value of the currency for the purpose of wealth transference, because the more we transfer the wealth to the wealthy, the more power they've got over everything. And so an act of defiance is absolutely what Jesse said. Grow your food. That way you're bringing in the connection of yourself into your health. You're bringing the connection of yourself into life. And, to grow enough to feed yourself alone for an entire year, there's a lot of growing that you got to do. So my idea is, let's grow our relationships. And honestly, I was thinking about what if, I was thinking this thought earlier. The governments have funded the livelihoods of those who serve, right? Serving the military, which is serving the bankers' delights. But what if our nation actually supported those who serve? Who's doing the greatest service to the community but the farmers, right? The people not only maintaining the ground and planting the crops, but especially the people who are growing and harvesting the crops. How can we better serve those people, right? What if collectively in the future, and this is the direction I think God is going to take us, where we do actually serve those who serve, those who are truly making a difference. Those are the ones who get rewarded. Those are the ones who get supported, not these fucking asshat hedge fund managers who make exorbitant amounts of money off of gambling with the money of investors. It's just we're this thought just came to mind. We're all just pawns in this big monopoly game that's been invented. And brothers and sisters, I mean, even from the writings of the Bible, as Jesus was walking, he pointed out this is the world ruled by Satan, by darkness, by depression, by oppression. And we're here to bring the light. We're here to bring the love. We're here to bring forth the new. And I'm of the belief that we are, when we choose to humble our will, our desire for the world, when we humble ourselves to embrace God, I believe that we are the return of Christ. We are here to embody the living truth. We are here to embody love as ambassadors, ambassadors of the heavenly realm. So if we can keep that concept in our head as we go through our day, that God has placed me here on this earth at this time, what might God's will be for me from heaven? What is the view? What is the heavenly view of me and this point of life's journey? And then I ask myself, God, may your will be true. May I be true to your will as I move here on earth through this day.
Awesome, brother.
I don't know if I'm doing it right, but
You're following your heart, and that's right. So whatever it is, you just follow your heart. And someone mentioned, I wouldn't mention online that I don't pay taxes. First of all, I'm not afraid of them. I feel that if I'm brave, maybe that helps others to be brave. And someone said, oh, he's got a religious organization. No, I have no registered corporation, no business, no anything. I register my car and I register my dog. And that's the only, I don't have any loans. I don't have any ties to the government. I just walk my own path. I don't let them control me. I don't let them rule over me. I don't even wear a seatbelt when I drive my car because that's my choice if I want to buckle that up. So I just do my own thing. I'm not one to follow their rules. And it's done me good for my life. And I'm proud of myself and the things that I've accomplished so far. Is there more to do? Yes. Do we have to be brave to stand up to this bully bee system? Yes. Are we going to do that by, just compromising here and there? No, we need to be brave and we need to stand tall. And the more people that do that, it gets other people to be brave, to stand tall against this, because if one can do it, so can we all. Just like when I was in Costco without the breathing inhibitor on, everywhere I went, no breathing inhibitor, and Costco, oh no, Costco won't let you in. I didn't say anything to me except one time someone passed me one and I put it in my pocket and kept going. And, but then it got other people pulling theirs down. They would see me and Angeline and they would pull their, mask down or off their nose. And every once in a while we'd run into somebody and smile and high five each other. But it just gets other people to be brave when you're brave. And I think that's what we need, is to, like Jack's slogan here, live without fear, be brave, because what else is the choice? If they want us all dead, if they're poisoning us, if they want the complete annihilation and destruction of this earth, what have you got to lose?
That's just it. We have nothing to lose if we try, right? I mean, if we take logical steps, and I don't know what the future's going to bring. HMFIC of Steve, amen. Investing in sustaining life needs to be more widespread. Investments in fiat won't mean a single thing if you don't have water and a food source. And this is where collectively, I think so many people have been misled. It's part of the corporate structure. It places profits above principles, honestly. And what I'm coming to trust within myself is that there's a creative force called God, cosmic in intelligence, beyond power that we can imagine, and is bringing us forth through time. This world is created for us to imagine, co-create together. And we are individually, we are the creator of our own experience. Everything we perceive, think, feel, those we get to choose what becomes a part of us and which thoughts, which memories, which feelings we let go. I'm moving myself, my focus every day is more into the spiritual aspects of being. And in the spiritual aspects, there is no division. There is only the one, and we each have different levels of awareness. We have different structures of beliefs that, we experience things through. And so there's a lot of people who have doubt in the mass, in in a successful reform. But brothers and sisters, we've got right now, all of us, we don't own this maybe individually, you and I, but in this world today is a global, all the logistics are there, all the distribution is there, the technology, the organizations are there for us to reform this world, to end the wars, end the debts, restructure the way money is issued and handled. We could transform the future into a world of abundance for everyone. Jesse, you know this. I know you know this. And I think that's why our paths have crossed at this time in Earth's history. Not just you and me, but many of the people.
Everybody who's in alignment. And I just want to correct the record. So you got a liar in the audience here. Hippie Chick says he doesn't pay taxes because everything he does is in his girlfriend's name and that's how he gets away with it. Okay, first of all, how does this person even know who and what I am to make false claims like that against me? I have nothing in anybody's name but my own. I don't put things in other people's names. I just walk my own path and I always have. So just making false claims like that, like what kind of person do you think you are to lie like that about somebody, not even knowing who I am? Obviously shows what your credibility is like. And if anything else you say about anybody else, how can anybody believe anything you say when you can make false claims like that against others?
It's amen. Jesse, thank you for calling that out. I wasn't paying attention to it. And that's what I've realized for myself. There's a lot of people that really don't think. They just cast these accusations and insults as though they know. No, dude, that's just a thought you thought. And you're revealing the thoughts that are within you, not so much what is real. And so, go ahead.
All they had to say was he may put.
Sure.
Right? Then it's not, you may, that's you change, but telling someone that's doing something that have no clue who and what they are, that's horrific because now you're making false claims against others, trying to get people to believe things that aren't true. And how can you be any better than the beast that you say that you want to be against when you're making false claims against others?
That's, brother, thank you. This is a world we're living in. The sad thing is many people do believe some of the things they say. And that's why we live in such a world of chaos and confusion. Because, well, I pulled up some scripture yesterday and there was some recommendation to pull up some scripture today, but the one I had yesterday, I mean, and if you just follow logic and reasoning, it makes perfect sense. For those who do not develop a love of the truth, God sets forth on them powerful delusions. And that makes sense. If you don't accept what is true, what someone says is their truth, this has happened to me a bunch. The explanations are ignored, and then the mind imagines something else. And the mind imagines distortions quite often. These accusations, while it's insignificant, right? Words are just words and it shouldn't matter. Accusations, unfounded accusations have destroyed my life. in some, in the 3D aspect. My life, my relationships, career, all of that stuff was destroyed by accusations and people who didn't bother to investigate or accept what was true. And brothers and sisters, this life, truth is the only thing that matters. And this is why I'm so adamant for peace. For peace, humans can stop fighting. Number one, when they choose to accept peace. When people love peace, they'll stop being entertained by conflicts and oppression. And the fact that we allow governments and corporations to operate like secret societies and like mobsters, like fraternities, hey, that's what it is. Our government runs like fraternities. It's a bunch of fucking frat boys who think they're better than each other, starting fights to justify their egos, having these little rituals and compartmentalized organizations. Let's end the frat parties. Let's
stop funding our own destruction.
Amen.
Well, Jack, I just came by to say hi, and I've got some stuff I'm gonna do. I'm going to Mexico tomorrow,
Very
so
cool.
I had to reschedule all my interviews for next week, except for one. I'm gonna do one in location in Mexico, just to have one there with the investigative journalist George Webb. We've had some pretty amazing interviews this week. So glad I've seen you catch a few of them. So. You told me to remind you when that Viking shaman was, so I came in yesterday and reminded you. I hope that didn't change things for your thing at all or whatever, but it was just starting and I had so much, going on or whatever, right? So, but fascinating guy, however you want to take what he says or who you think he is. I don't think he's an intelligence guy. Like, even though he's intelligent, I don't think that, but a lot of people think he's an actor. He's set up, a psyop and all this kind of stuff. But I didn't get that from him. He wouldn't be speaking the things that he was saying if he was that. He would, a lot of the stuff that I've been sharing over the last 30 years is where his mind kind of was. So, in a lot of those things, right? So, that's what I got from him. At first he was not very warm to me. I don't know why, but he just was a little bit kind of like, very, very straight faced. He wasn't into it, but as he started to warm up and when he found out that I interviewed that Leo Zagami, he used to be the Illuminati guy, wrote all these books, Confessions of an Illuminati and all this. He just, his face lit up and he was like, he was so much more into the interview after that. And just seeing like little minute details like that, kind of, if you pay attention, that helps me to discern who and what he is, right? And so, that's what I got out of it, and I'm not sure how much you got, was able to see that, but to see the interview, but it was good, and we just can keep continuing on. Gonna have a nice week vacation, and sending love to y'all. And great job, Jack. I hope people come up here and join you. You were by yourself here, so I was doing some weights and then I was listening, and then you said anybody jump up and nobody jumped up, so I thought I'd just come and share some time here with you before I continue on. I go get my water shoes and pack and do all the things, but really excited to spend a week in Mexico. So
dude, respect. Thank you for joining. Safe travels to you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing your continuing work, man. You've got some cool characters. I missed part of the interview. I had signal problems and then I came back into the live and I missed a big part of it. But I enjoyed what he had to say. I don't see that guy as an agent whatsoever, that Jake guy. I actually reached out to him too. I may pursue, I don't know. I'm pursuing conversations with many people. Jesse, love you, brother.
Love you too. Y'all have a good evening, rest of the week. I'll see you next time. Maybe I'll jump in on one of your things out in on the beach or something, right? So
Awesome.
I just checked. My long distance coverage was just USA and Canada, and I just added Mexico. So I have full coverage. I have full coverage in Mexico, my Wi-Fi, my the data. I don't get charged anything extra. So I got that all hooked up. But
Good
um
planning.
yeah. Someone said link, Jesse, link, please. I don't know what link they're talking about, the Leo link or the Jacob link. I'm not sure because they mentioned the Leo before or whatever. But I'll just quickly before I leave, I'll pop a
Oh,
link for you to put on there if you don't mind, or if that's something that
no,
you don't.
please do.
Okay.
Please do. Um, Here, actually, I may have it. Is the missing link still? Is it still blocked?
No, we did our first the missing link interview today with that embodiment celestial. He's got like 1.5 million subscribers on all his different channels. Fascinating guy. Does lots of astro travel, and he's been able to manifest things. He's taking manifestation skills to another level. He just got hit with the RICO because he was telling people how to help themselves with the diabetes. So now he just says he just helps people with their pancreas because the government owns the diabetes, they own the cancer, they own all these things. So you can't say that you can cure any of this, but they can't own the pancreas, they can't own the liver, they can't own. So you can help people to flush their liver to help them get better health. So it's just how you word things is how you word things is if you can get away with being able to help people without getting the government breathing down your throat because of it. Okay. Yeah, right here. Interview 285 with Leo Zagami. So that was like 300 interviews ago. We've done 591 interviews now in just over 2 years. So 2.5 years. So I'll just stick this in the private chat with that Leo one. I think that's maybe what they were talking about, but that's the interview there. But may the source be with y'all. May, like you, Jack says, live without fear. We do have this time and space that we are here, so make the best of it. You want to live standing on your feet, not die on your knees. So don't be afraid, and make sure that you are proud of what you are and what you've done here, because when we do cross over the other side, it'd be good to be able to be proud of yourself, opposed to having to defend why you have done what you done. But love y'all. And the shaman interview was on the High Vibe Love Tribe on the YouTube, because we had our 2 week ban because of our Max Egan interview. And so I just tried today and I was able to go on to the missing link or whatever. But I've got that the High Vibe Love Tribe is our backup channel. That's where we do our dancing and meditation and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But it's on all of our platforms. I sent you the link to the Rumble and the private chat for the Leo Zagami. If you do watch any of our interviews, try to watch on Rumble. We actually get credit for that. We're up to like $247 that we've made in the 2 years on Rumble, just because people are watching it and they started sending me checks and stuff. So, that's cool to get a little bit of extra income through this, craziness as we, try to fly under the radar the best we can. But like I said, may the source be with you. Thanks a lot, Jack. And we'll see you next time we see you.
Thanks, Jesse. God bless.
God bless you all.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, for those who may wish to join, feel free. I'll drop the link one more time. And this life we're living, it's a wonderfully challenging and can be a frightening, can be an enlightening experience of being you, being who you are at this time of the world. But being able to love who you are, being able to know love without external influence, just to go within and to know the love of being. Because the love we share, the love we feel with others, the people, who really tug at our heartstrings, the love we have for them, through them, it's the love who we are. The external people, the external things, the external states of energy that we experience, the different forms of experience, all they do is bring forth reminders within us, opportunities for the truth that's within to come forth, to be known, to be realized and remembered, because we are part of the whole, part of the one, part of the knower and the knowing. We are part of the living truth of all that ever was, ever will be, and is today. We're a part of that. So I've been wondering, it is within me, my hope, my goal, to try and become more. And I was really thinking about that earlier today. How does one become more? Well, becomes more by being joined with more, being part of more. And so I do have within me a yearning to connect with more people who might, you know what? I will offer this personally, specifically based on something I felt earlier. Should anyone who views want some individual inspiration, encouragement, if you can imagine that a brainstorming session with me could be helpful, there's no charge, just be respectful of the time we share. That's the only thing I ask. But I would love to brainstorm with others who have within them the desire to become more, to do more, to experience more in their lives. It's what I've studied, the idea of goals, the idea of dreams. That brought me into the philosophical and the spiritual realms of prayer, of faith, of bringing forth that which is loving and greater and new. Oh, man. Arpol, blessings to you, man. Thank you. I do too. Brothers and sisters, I have faith in the power of prayer, the power of faith, the power of intention. I know that there is power in those things. So I encourage you, please join in my prayers. My prayers for this world, all the people at this time, may their minds be opened. Lord, may the veils of confusion, the veils of regret, the layers of shame, all of those things, hate, anger, may all of those things be removed. God, may minds be opened. May hearts be strengthened. May hearts be softened so that the compassion and love that we are may be shared. Amen. Arpol, that's the confirmation I'm hoping for. We, brothers and sisters, at this time, we are living at a very unique time in human history. While I claim to be no different than you, I'm just an ordinary dude. I don't have anything special beyond anyone else, but there's something amazing going on in our lives right now. We are a part of something big, so big it's never been discovered before. It's called the future of humanity. the future of Earth. We're a part of that. So I want to be a bigger part. Brothers and sisters, if you can within your time, your imagination, your mind powers, if you can come up with ideas, how do we help? How do we help get some attention by these people who are choosing to fund the wars, meaning the legislators, the ones who are controlling the purse strings of the state-sponsored terrorists? Praise God. The money changers, their time is coming to an end. I have faith in that. Not the individuals, but the systems they created. Brothers and sisters, I want to thank you again. This is Friday afternoon. As I remember Friday the 13th, for myself, historically, I've actually had some pretty good luck on Friday the 13th. I heard stories the 13th has to do with feminine energies, principles. I might be misremembering this, but I think there's something mystical about the day. Perhaps. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just another day. But if it is special, enjoy the uniqueness of today, the uniqueness of you. Find the love within you. Find the light within you, the power of hope, the power of strength, the power of joy, and share that shit, man. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you.